Hi everyone. Hi everyone. This is Neelam from Alshots. Thank you so much for taking out time for Alshots. We are here, as we all know, in a live discussion with a financial expert. Thank you so much for coming online, guys. Mr. Sethia will join us shortly. Uh, till then, let's just hope that everyone is enjoying their lockdown. Well, of course, the situation right now, the crisis right now is very concerning in all over the globe, not only in India, not only in UAE, it's everywhere. But I hope that you guys are staying safe. You guys are following social distancing, and as since you are following social distancing, let's hope that you guys are following our shots as well, since we all are here and we are pushing out the live news from everywhere. We are giving us the global tallies. Let's just hope that Mr. Sethia joins us shortly. Just give me a second. Well, he will be with us shortly, but let's talk with the users till then. I hope social distancing is working pretty fine for you. I have, in fact, noticed many people are going back to their hobbies once again. Some people are painting, some people are dancing on their own beats again, and it is a good time to spend time with your families, with your elder ones. Please take care of your elder ones and children as well, since we all know the situation what is happening right now. Well, I can see one question by Mr. Raghav Gupta. He's talking about crude oil market. Well, to start with, crude oil market is we can see. In fact, today in the news only we heard that the crude oil has the prices have been falling very rapidly because of the production cut, and Russia and Saudi Arabia is trying to come to a same page depending on how they want to stabilize the oil market. But stay tuned with our shots so that you can see all the global how the global economy is being affected right now. And talking about, since we are here with a live discussion about forex market, well, to give you an introduction, we all can see that forex market plays an important role and an important sector in the global economy. And considering that US currency is the standard currency which all currencies are getting compared with, and we can see the nosedive that is happening these days. In fact, since February 2020, we can see that the market has been fluctuating. The recent fluctuations were very concerning for especially for the investors and traders in forex market. But we all are hoping that we come out of this crisis very soon. I think Mr. Sethia is having some network issues, but he will be with us very shortly. Well, I can see one more question about Indian currency. Will Indian currency improve against dollar after the lockdown? Yes, it will surely be. Well, Mr. Sethia is here with us. Just give me a second, guys. I believe that there is some network issue. Hi, Mr. Hitesh Sethia.
Hello, Neelam. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you so much. I hope the lockdown is uh, doing better for you. I hope you're going back to your hobbies once again.
Definitely enjoying my summer vacations after such a long time.
Oh, that's great. I'm sure your families must be happy as well. Finally, that that me time, that family time is back again in the lockdown.
Absolutely, absolutely, ma'am. Absolutely.
Great, that's good to hear that. First of all, I would like to welcome you and thank you so much for taking your time in such a short notice. For
Thank
the
you.
viewers, I would like to introduce Mr. Sethia. He is the knowledge consultant in financial markets. He has conducted many forex trading programs in Indian Ministry of Finance, Securities and Exchange Board of India, as well as Central Bureau of India. He has also conducted many forex trading program outside India in Kenya, UAE, Nepal, Bangladesh. Also, he's a regular speaker at National Stock Exchange, Bombay Stock Exchange, and Multi Commodity Exchange. Welcome once again, sir, for on such a short notice that you have come online with Alshots.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
I'm sure it is all our pleasure, actually. So, well, to start with, as we all know, right now the current trend is about global economy, the impact of coronavirus specifically in the global economy. So, I'm sure all of our viewers are also wanting to know what is really happening, and we have an expert to answer some of the questions. So, as we have seen recently, since the February 2020, we have been seeing that there is a lot of pressure in the currency trading that has been noticed. In fact, the lot of fluctuations were seen in nosediving. It was seen in the bearish market. So, according to your view, what is the recent fluctuations that we are seeing in the USD INR pair?
All right. So if I talk about the mid of January, the Indian currency against USD was at 70.663. And when I talk about the recent level, the INR has depreciated by 8.5% in less than 3 months' time. So, in less than 3 months' time, USD INR is at this moment at 76.60. We normally don't see such a huge depreciation in INR, though it is depreciating currency in context to USD over a period of time. But such kind of depreciation is not being seen. It's a straight depreciation of INR of 8.5%. This is just because of one reason which we are calling it as an uncertainty. And there are just one reason behind this uncertainty is COVID-19. If I just try to correlate this with the global currencies which are being traded, if you see Euro USD, the world's most tradable currency pair, in mid of Jan, it was at 1.11. The Euro USD exchange rate was at 1.11. From that, it went to 1.15. From 1.15, it went down to 1.06, and now it is at 1.09. So just to summarize, Euro USD, which was at 1.11, is now at 1.09. If you see dollar index, okay, the basket of currencies against US dollars, right, has also given the same kind of move. It was at 97.15 and now it is at 99.5. Though the volatility was very high, but again they are going to stabilize. They are trying to stabilize themselves. But the Indian currency has behaved in completely a different manner. Okay, it has straight away depreciated by 8.5%. I think this is really a point of worry because I personally believe that the value of domestic currency represents the economic fundamentals. And when the economic fundamentals are not right, a depreciation happens. And such a straight away depreciation is really a point of concern for everyone.
True. And how would you like to compare it in the financial recession we saw it in 2008?
Oh, see, as far as comparing the current pandemic, current crisis with the 2008 crisis. Usually in financial crisis, you have a view that yes, the turnaround story will definitely going to happen after certain period of time. Okay, so we saw a fall at that point in time. I still remember uh, the currency actually depreciated by 38% during those days. I still remember those days and the levels as well. In December 2017, before the financial crisis started, the USD INR was at 39. And when the crisis actually happened, the USD INR went up to 54. It is like 54, I'm so sorry, 38% depreciation. But out there you had a clear hope that yes, things will definitely going to come back on the track soon. But as far as this crisis is concerned, on a very honest note, when I talk about vaccination, I don't have a clear, way forward. When I want to understand the kind of medication which is being given, the line of medication, I don't find anything on it. So the problem is little different. Out there, you had a clear hope. I have hope, right, of revivals, but the problem is the clarity. Okay, the lockdown which was announced for 21 days. I will not be surprised if it gets extended, not in just one phase, but in more couple of phases. So the difference is the hope. A lot of hope out there
True,
in
true.
2008. A clear view that definitely we are going to come out here. Things are completely different.
And since we are
That's my
talking about hope, and I believe IMF chief, International Monetary Fund chief, has been sharing her views as well upon how the global economy is being impacted right now. And in fact, today only she made a statement that it is worse than the Great Depression, which was seen in the 1990s. So
That's right.
I'm pretty sure that people are still hoping. The word exactly as you mentioned, the hope is still there, and let's just hope that we carry on that forward once the crisis is over and it is better for everybody. And
Right.
some of our
I was
viewers were
trying to
actually,
mention. Sorry,
yeah.
I was just trying to mention that there was a clear hope out there of a quick revival in 2008, but out here it is little blurry. We are definite human beings. That's the best characteristics of human being, and we are being backed by science. Definitely, I'm not questioning about revival, but yes, the time frame is little blurry.
Yeah, true. Actually, we all know that eventually we are going to come out of that crisis, but how
Absolutely.
soon and how it is going to be like, whether if I talk about Forex market, whether we are going to, nosedive back to back in the bearish zone, or we are actually going to move forward with well, there is a hope to go back to the bullish market, but yes, the question is, how soon is that going to be? But let's just hope that we come to that point again very soon. And some of our viewers actually wanted to know that there is a new trend which is going on social media about new normal. Many industrial verticals are being talking about their new normal once the crisis is over, once the doors are open. So what is going to be the new normal for the forex market?
Okay, now this is really lucrative word, new normal. And
Yeah.
yes, this is really a new normal. Now, if I just talk about USD INR in context, for all the viewers of all shots in UAE, let me give you a quick brief about how the new normal actually changes the complete range of USD INR. So in 2008, we saw a new normal of 38 to 54 for USD INR, from 38 to 54. Next time in 2013, when straight away the Indian currency depreciated, we saw from 53 to 69. That was a new normal range for that particular time. Now, if I talk about the mid-January USD INR exchange rate, which was at 68.5, uh, I'm so sorry. What I'm trying to say is if I talk about July month last year, 2019, the USD INR was at 68.5. Okay, so from my perspective, based on what the current situation prevailing, wherein we have 1.5 plus million cases, 1.5 plus million cases across globe, US contributing approximately for this number, US, the number of people out there in COVID-19 being tested positive are 400,000 plus. Europe is really in bad shape. I think the new normal will be 68.5 to 79.5. This is going to be the new normal range, because every time when you see a crisis, okay, a new range pops up, and which is practically not being repeated back in future. This is particularly my observation. You had a new normal sometime back for 2008, which was 39 to 54. Next time it was 53 to 69, and now it is 68, 69, which is, let's say 68.5, I will say, to 79.5 is a new normal for me. So there has been a complete range shift. I would also like to mention, Neelam, one thing out here, particularly in crisis, Indian currency, which is INR, vis-a-vis reference to USD, always trades with a negative correlation with benchmark index. So whenever you see a fall, a steep fall in benchmark index, let me talk about Sensex and Nifty at this moment. If you see a steep fall, at the same time, you will find that INR also starts depreciating, particularly in crisis timings. However, this relationship is not constant, because if you understand the dynamics, the minute we have a progressive economy, when we have more GDP numbers, good growth rate, better employment generation, you will find still our currency keeps on depreciating because of trade deficits. I think the new normal says it is basically a depreciating currency, and I will not shy in saying this. Rupee is a depreciating currency because we are net importers, right? Until the time we are on the demand side of USDs, my currency, I respect it a lot. My all brothers and sisters of India also respect, but ultimately it's a depreciating currency. So I will really want it to be an appreciating currency, but at this moment, the new normal is a complete range shift.
True. And if we talk about the trading in the future, like once we are close to the crisis shifting, I mean, once we are close that the crisis is going to get over, what do you think will be the graph like when it comes to the recovery of USD INR? Is it because many people have been talking about it is going to be a V graph recovery? Some people are talking about L graph recovery. Some people are talking about it might be a constant, peak movement where we see the U graph. So, what is your view in this same?
Start analyzing the expected movement which can happen in USD INR. So at this moment, till the time the Indian equity markets are not going to give you a breakdown below the previous lows, I think rupee will stable out here between 73 and a half to 77. But the minute Indian stock markets start going down, you will find a depreciating move in currency futures. Now, depreciation means something going down. The quantum of anything falling is always very high, very quick, and with lot of velocity. So I'm really prepared that yes, once we are close to the end of COVID-19 crisis, I see a little appreciation in INR. Please mark my word, Neelam, a little appreciation, not much, because there has been a complete shift in the, what you call it as a new range. Okay, so
Yeah.
a little appreciation, but ultimately rupee will follow the base concept of depreciation. I was just trying to analyze from 38 in the USD INR, which was at 38 in 2007 December, till now we are at 76. It is like 100% depreciation. So in 12 and a half years, approximately, rupee has depreciated from 38 to 76. I think the trend will continue till the time we are net importers, till the time our exports crosses over the imports. Little appreciation in INR and more depreciation in INR will follow, whether it is spot or futures.
Okay, actually, because this Indian currency has always been following the trend of depreciating, and it seems like it is gonna, continue the same trend. Even in the new normal, it is gonna continue the same trend in the future as well. And since we are talking about coronavirus, well, of course, the first word that comes in our mind is China. And since we are talking about, there was a news a few days back that China has actually destroyed some of the paper currency because it was confirmed by some of the health authorities that, with the paper currency exchange as well, there is a spread of coronavirus. So
Right.
China came to a decision to destroy some of the paper currency. And of course, the impact of destroying a paper currency is can be seen in the money supply. Now, well, of course, there was a lot of fluctuations in the Chinese currency, but do you think is it okay to say that because they destroyed the paper currency, the recent fluctuations in the forex market can actually be one of the reasons that because of this paper currency destroying in China, that the forex market again saw a no a huge nosedive actually.
Uh, See, in the time of crisis, every single news plays a very vibrant role, and people take it very, very seriously, and the impact actually starts coming on all asset classes, right? And when I talk about all asset classes, I mean to say currencies, commodities, equities, and interest rate products. And definitely being currency the largest tradable asset class across globe, uh, any sensitive news coming out of the epic center, okay, will definitely have an impact. But if you compare to the best of my knowledge, uh, the number of currency notes had a value which they plan to destroy initially was pretty thin. Out of 25 trillion being in circulation out there in China, they wanted to destroy some 85, 86 billion, value worth currency notes, which is less than 0.1%. But yes, the news is putting a lot of volatility in the markets, and to the best of my knowledge also, I think they destroyed some, and then later on they started disinfecting them. And I'm pretty sure it is a good decision that if something is causing or spreading out the pandemic more, I think destroying it is much better. The notes being collected from hospitals, medical shops, and a lot of other places they are destroying. Volatility is definitely very, very high because of such news coming out of China. And the base logic is if you have less currency in circulation, even 0.1% less currency in circulation has a direct impact on GDP, has a direct impact on inflation in China. So definitely it is going to have an impact, and the implication also starts coming out to other currencies as well, right? Okay, so definitely the volatility has gone up, will remain in force, and in the particular time of crisis, any news we have to be very, very alert when we are trying to track news information or data released, in times of crisis, because everything has a very, very important impact, and the quantum of impact is also very high, right?
Yeah.
So definitely it is going to have an impact on GDP numbers, because currency in circulation is directly proportional to it, and inflation as well. So these are two important factors I think China is definitely considering out, and I'm also pretty sure they will resume back the same amount of currency very, very soon.
And in fact, one of the user just now popped up a question that at this particular point of time, what is a safer way out to, go electronic in terms of, exchanging currency, or is it okay? Is it safe in India to still, just
If
exchange the
you
currency in
so,
terms of
so
paper?
my answer is pretty simple. I love my family members. I love my friends with whom I'm in touch with. I'm going to be in touch with. It is my duty, right, to be completely go on the digital side of the currencies, right? So I will appreciate using net payments and all that structures rather than using currency. And my
Of
advice to everyone is start shifting your pattern. I usually don't carry currency notes even prior to this, and even at this moment, I will. That's what I'm trying to say. That I love my family members, and that's how I should not be using anything which has even 0.1% chance of spreading out corona. Kind of.
True, true, actually. And since we are talking about the market, I believe there is one user who is asking this question about what is your view on the equity market for the coming 3 months?
Okay. Um, so I think as far as Indian markets are concerned, we are in relief rally. The earning season is going to start. The annual results of companies are now going to come out in a couple of months' time. Practically speaking, Neelam, uh, a 21-day lockdown, plus I'm expecting a 15 days more lockdown. This is my expectations per se. So if I consider a 36 days lockdown out of 365 days of working, right? I'm not working on all the days, but let's say industrial units, service sector, mostly they work. So out of 365 days, if there has been a lockdown of 36 days, I think we have lost 10% growth in terms of time. 36 by 365,
Yeah,
approximately close to 10%. So I think
close to.
everything has to have a lesser target. If you are expecting a growth of 10%, you have to reduce the growth by a proportionate amount, because the number of days of lockdown has hurted us a lot, and the implications are going to come over. Okay, so we are far away from the normal growth criterias. If I have to explain it in further simple language, I will say, let's say some economic numbers were at 100. We expected it to grow to 110. Okay, in let's say 36 days. Suppose, unfortunately, those economic numbers have gone down to 90 because 10% times we have not worked out of 365 days. Now we are
Yeah,
at
which is
90. If we are at 90 and want to resume back to 110, I think this is really a tough task. And
true.
very honestly, uh, the impact of this 36 days, 21 plus 15 days of my expectation of lockdown, I think the impact will be of 120 days. At least three times. We need three times than the actual time of lockdown, right? To be on the normal side, to come back on the normal scenario, whether it is manufacturing, it is bearish for
True,
equities.
actually. Yeah. And so, but what do you think? How much time is India going to take to recover from from the depreciation we have seen now. So how much time, how sooner do you think, even if let's say the lockdown is extended till 30th April, because it is going to affect the entire global economy. It's not only equity market of India. Ultimately, it is going to affect the forex market and eventually the global economy. So, but even if let's say it gets extended till 30th April, so how soon can you see India's opening their
Come
doors again to the normal
to
market?
G, right. So to come back to the normal scenario, I think we need three times the time what we have devoted, okay, and to be on the track where we were, okay. I think 4 more months. So total 7 months time, I believe, right? Taking into consideration that we have we try to cover up the depreciated numbers by 20% growth in the numbers, right? I think 3 months we need to be on the normal, and further to come back on the progressive side where we were. I think 4 more months, kind of. So that's what I wanted to say.
So let's just hope that even if it is extended till 30th April and not, till May. And even there were a lot of speculations that, it might go till June as well. But if that happens, then it is like a reality check going to be for the entire global market, because it is going to affect, as you said, that it is going to take 7 months. In that case, it might go for an year and a half in that situation if that happens.
Right. See, we are connected, Neelam, we are connected to global economies. We are not like North Korea, right? So
Yeah.
the impact, even, we are on track, okay? Our equity markets are really, really very much connected to the European and US markets, okay? And we all know what has happened in European zone per se, right? I
Yeah.
think even after that, we come on track very quickly, being a progressive nation, a very hard-working nation per se. I think we are far away from where we were, uh, and we really need a lot of time to resume back our equity markets on track.
True, actually. Now, since we have talked about equity market as well, I saw one of the question by the user when they were wanting to ask about whether is it a good time to invest in gold. Right now, we can see such a hike in the gold prices, even in India and in UAE, because we know that there are so many expats living in UAE who are, who wish to invest in gold, especially when UAE market, the gold souk market has been very popular in the entire globe. So, what do you think? Is it a good time to invest in gold? If not, then when that time can be perfect for the, investors?
Okay, so I was really expecting this question from you. Uh, okay, there is a reason behind you asking me this question. I understand that. Okay. Particularly in the time of crisis, we have seen that gold becomes the best asset class. Okay. Uh, yes, you can definitely invest for a smaller time frame in gold, but at this moment, I have two concerns about it. Number one, lockdown is just not in India or in a couple of countries. It has been extended to more than 100 plus countries. The physical demand of gold is not there. When you don't have a physical demand of gold, that means when you don't have a huge demand from the gold spot market, I really don't find a lot of, see, when I can't go out and buy gold from physical market to protect my portfolio, okay, I really don't find a lot of lucrativeness in terms of increase in gold prices. Yeah, there could be an increase because of people buying electronic gold, buying in futures, and other electronic modes, right? That can put pressure, but till the time the fundamentals of gold market, which are completely being driven by physical demand of physical gold, that is not improving till the time lockdown is there. I really don't find a lot of movement in the upward direction of gold. But yes, it
Okay.
is basically a very important asset class and has to be part of your portfolio. not your but everyone's portfolio. Gold is one of the safest investment avenue, right? Okay, and there is a basic proverb that gold helps when no one helps. So I think it has to be
Actually,
part of portfolio.
true, actually. And I believe, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of Indians can connect to this phrase that when nobody helps, gold helps. Because as Indians, there are, people are very much, their philosophy is into, as you said, that it is one of the most safest asset that people should invest in. And I'm sure Indians and people in UAE are also very much they very much agree with your view as well. And well, to close down the conversation, I would like to thank you to come and be part of this discussion. Thank you so much for such good insights. So, what is I would like to ask you, what is your view about this whole scenario, and where do you stand, and what is your view about this global crisis? And since we all know that India has been, in fact, the mortality rate in India is around 3%, and it is growing rapidly, in fact. So, and since you are living in Maharashtra, so I would like to know your view. What is the scenario over there in Maharashtra? Are people panicking? Because considering that Maharashtra is worst hit in India, so how are people behaving in terms of seeing the growing numbers of cases on every hourly basis, in fact?
Okay, so very honestly, I'm using this word. It's a scary scenario, particularly in where I live in, which is Mumbai, in Maharashtra. Uh, there has been a fear. That fear can be seen in people's eye because the impact of this disease is just not to one person, but it can spread out to the whole society, whole family, everyone who is being connected. And because of this scenario, you can see a fear. I'm using this word, fear, in everyone's eye. But on a very honest note, I don't have a doubt in the capability what our scientists, medical professionals, doctors, and everyone have, right? We will definitely come out of this scenario, right? And very soon. I don't have a single thought in my mind to question the capability of science and its connection with the human being. We will, and very soon.
Yeah, I would like to give the same view to our users as well, to our viewers as well. Please do not panic. Situation will be under control. Just stay at home, follow social distancing, and Mr. Sethia as well. That please stay at home. Thank you for such a lovely conversation. Let's hope to see you live once again very soon. And
Certainly.
please stay at home. Please take care of your families, your elders, your kids especially. And thank you so much once again for such great insights. And let's hope to get connected with you soon. And to the viewers, please download Alshots. We are providing global bulletins about the entire tally of the global tally, the India tally, so you can stay connected and you can understand how many cases are being registered. But please do not panic in the situation. Just stay at home, follow social distancing. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much once again
Thank you
to
for
all the
inviting me,
viewers.
Neelam. All the very best to the entire team of All Shots. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.